Hey, y'all, John Reality here. So I've been carrying the Takumitak muted for a little while now, a couple of months, I guess. Can't remember when it was when I made that video, and some people were like, "Oh yeah, like, well, what material is it? Like, or where's it made? I will buy knives from Japan, but I won't buy knives from China." Yeah, it's made in China, guys. But this has become one of my favorite carrying knives. I don't care where it's made. It's a single purpose knife. And like if I have to pull this out on somebody, I'm probably going to be using it to, try and, you know, unfortunately end them from, existing on this planet anymore. God forbid, hopefully I never have to, use this for what I carry it for. But I carry knives, and of course I carry, you know, I carry a bunch of things, man. I carry, you know, a bunch of things. Like when it comes to carrying, it's like, I mean, you get to fight somebody with your fist. A lot of stuff went wrong. It's like I'm carrying, you know, Fox Labs, pepper spray because it's some of the hottest pepper spray. I've also carried Saber pepper spray, but as of right now, I'm carrying Fox Labs pepper spray, and I got that in the cross bag there. But this video is not about the Takumitak muted. This has been such a great little knife, carries real good, and like I say, I got my CWL for the state that I live in. And so I just carry that right down in the pocket. I don't like have a pocket clip on it or anything. I don't. I thought about making this one a neck knife, but I have to tuck my shirt in like at the place that I work at, so it wouldn't be easily accessible. So I don't like pocket clips. I don't like any of that stuff. I like knives that have like pressure release sheaths like this, like so I can carry them right down in the pocket, and like if I have to pull that thing out. I just put that thumb right there, shoot that sheath off in the pocket, and then pull the knife out. The knife's coming out of the pocket, already drawn. The sheath's in the pocket. So, you don't like, pull it out of the pocket and then like disengage the sheath from the blade. So then like, you're just like, if you're free from the conflict, now you're just walking around with, a live blade with no sheath to put back on a knife. So, I don't really care about like, people will be like, oh, well, you're going to like cut holes in your pockets. Well, if you have to draw this, you're in a situation where it's like, who gives a crap about your pockets? But usually if I draw this, I mean, like I've practiced enough where, it just comes out and it's coming out in such a way that it's really not like cutting your pocket. But all that aside, this video is not about the Takumitak muted, which is a great, great knife, which I love, and I've been carrying. It's kind of replaced the K-Bar TDI knife. This is a similar knife, kind of, to the K-Bar TDI. What's better about this knife, though, is that it's like bigger in my hand, basically, so it just feels better in my hand. It just, I think it's got a better design, like I said. It's a more versatile design, so really, really, really great knife. But this video is about the Takumitak Sparky that I just got. That we're unboxing here with one hand, of course. So saw this one right here, and you just go to Takumitak, their website, to find out all the details and the stuff about like the blade metal and everything. It's like, I think it's like 3CR MOV or whatever, something like that. You don't need a super steel to defend yourself with, because as we can see in England, and sorry for the stutter, I'm not a great talker, but as we can see in England, people are getting killed and stabbed with steak knives or kitchen knives. So you don't need some expensive knife steel to defend your life with. And, these retail at a great, great price. But I saw this one right here and was like, you know what? I really like that. And that right there, guys, is the Takumitak Sparky. This just came in. I just opened the box. And you guys you're getting to experience it with me. But I said, this is another good, single purpose, knife design, even though this can actually be used for many different purposes, actually. But, with the blade steel and everything, and, I mean, just how it's designed or whatever, I would only use this for single purpose. It's like, self-preservation at that point, because I don't like to really say self-defense, because self-defense can be, it can be associated with a lot of, bad examples of self-defense. But self-preservation knife right here, great for that. I mean, look at it. I mean, you're just going to be able to slice and dice and stab. And really, stabbing is the bread and butter when it comes to these type of knives, because they're small, but you just need to be able to get into vitals, really. You don't really hear a lot of stories about, oh, somebody was cut to death. But in the news, like if there was any type of, violence or death that resulted from some type of bladed weapon or whatever, you hear, oh, they were stabbed to death, because stabbing is where it, like, I mean, where it becomes real lethal. A lot of people get cut, and, a lot of times if it's not a super big blade, they can survive those injuries. But when people start getting stabbed, that's when, you're going to get into the territory of, well, I mean, that attack is probably going to be fatal. But and there's a video of a Russian and a Ukrainian, that got into a skirmish just recently, and that's a good video to go watch. I mean, it's heartbreaking, like, but it's a good example of, when knives come into play, and like, it's very very brutal and raw, and I mean, like, watch it at your own. Whatever. But anyhow, like, yeah, this is the Takumitak Sparky. Great, great little knife, and you know, I'm gonna be carrying that like now as well, trading off some with the Takumitak muted. The Takumitak here's an example of them, like the Sparky's actually a little bit smaller, actually, like when it comes to like the handle and everything, but it still feels good. It still fits my hand, and I mean the shape of the blade, you can do some nasty stuff with this thing. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of this. Let me tell you, would hate to have to be on the giving end too. Like, but if I have to pull it out, it's like I know that I absolutely had to. You know, that's something that you always just gotta. When it comes to self-preservation and stuff, I mean, when it comes to lethal force, you've got to know without a shadow of a doubt that it was absolutely necessary, and that's my problem with self-defense. Because a lot of self-defense places, they kind of lead people a lot of times in the wrong direction. I'm not saying all self-defense places are like this, but a lot of people who take self-defense, you hear them saying stuff like, I just pull my gun or my knife or something like that, not really knowing the weight of lethal force. They don't know the difference between lethal force and less than lethal or whatever. They don't understand that, if they pull lethal force, well, the law is not going to be on their side in a lot of these cases where they think that they can pull lethal force. You can't just go pulling a gun and shooting it off into the air. In a lot of states, in my state, you can't like just pull a gun just to scare somebody. It's brandishing. We got brandishing laws. So if you pull lethal force on somebody, you got to absolutely know without a shadow of a doubt that it was the only option on the table. So if I ever have to pull this on somebody, I'm for certain in my soul and in my heart that it was the only thing that I could do. And I would hate to have to do that, because if I have to pull this on somebody, my intentions are to, basically take the fight from them. It's like at all costs, because my intention is to be the victor and not the victim. So, like I say, this is a nasty little thing, and so is this. But I mean, you guys just be the judge, and I can tell you right now, yeah. So hey guys, I'm Jaw Reality. This is the RSP channel right here, and yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and look forward to more videos like this. I'll probably be buying a lot more knives from this company and just reviewing them. So you guys take it easy.